Dancing with the Stars just can't catch a break when it comes to COVID. This week's episode was a historical moment for the show as count 'em, three people had to sit out in one way or another due to COVID, including a judge. But the show must go on, and everyone got pretty creative to keep things going. Let's dive into Monday's show. I'm Anna Rumer, and this is PopCulture Social Call. It was just Len, Bruno, and Carrie Ann behind the judging panel after Derek Hough decided to sit this week out after a possible COVID exposure. Despite being fully vaxxed and testing negative for the virus, Derek decided out of an abundance of caution to stay out of the ballroom this week. We maybe should have seen this coming. Derek's been traveling back and forth to Las Vegas when he's not judging to perform in his own show, Derek Hough No Limit. Prior to his Sunday show, Ticketmaster sent out a notice that had been canceled. It's been almost 2 years of this pandemic. We should know by now that means something COVID is afoot. I can understand Derek wanting to be extra careful even after testing negative. Season 30 has already been through a lot. Just the other week, pro dancer Cheryl Burke tested positive for COVID, and not long after, so did her partner Cody Rigsby. Luckily, both of them were vaxxed, so their symptoms weren't that bad, but ABC had to get seriously creative to keep the Boo crew in the game. During week 2, you'll remember Cheryl and Cody luckily had rehearsal footage that the judges could score, but then things got more complicated. How do you score a dance from two people not in the same place? Turn their living rooms into the ballroom. Don't count out the Boo crew, because with a little technology and some creative choreography, they absolutely turned out this jazz dance to Give Me More by Britney Spears, despite being in totally different locations. Missed opportunity having them do a Zumba, I'm just saying. This is the first time anything like that has ever been done on Dancing with the Stars, and the judges were impressed. But they're also the judges, so they weren't that impressed. Despite being praised for pushing through with COVID and making the dance work from home, Cheryl and Cody got straight 6s from the judges, bringing their weekly score to an 18 out of 30. Not ideal, but they get points for simply showing up, in my opinion. They at least avoided elimination. It was Kenya Moore and Christine Shu in the bottom this week, and the judges all voted to save Kenya. Ugh, such a tough choice, but I do think Kenya is a really good dancer, so I think it was the right one between the two. Now, as for what Cody and Cheryl will do next week, depending on their doctor's advice, they could be back in the ballroom by then, but I'm not sure about how the rehearsal schedule is actually going to be affected. Is this the most dramatic season or what? I've been sitting on my couch this whole time and I'm exhausted. We'll keep you up to date on Dancing with the Stars, so hit that subscribe button and head over to popculture.com for more. Until next time, I'm Anna Rumer, and this is PopCulture Social Call.